Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Well, here we have another Subnautica video. As you see, you might not know what the Subnautica is. I haven't played it yet, but this Subnautica is called Subnautica Below Zero. And yeah, we don't really have a team up in this, we don't really have all of the things in Subnautica. But guys, listen up, we are the pitchies. We are all the pitchies cats. Evil's cat is awesome, but Atty's cat's okay. Atty's cat. Ew, why are you on your phone? Ew, why are you on your phone? Ew, why are you on your phone? Ew. Ew. Guys, as you know, Atty cats are down. So we're just gonna.
Hello?
Hello? Why are you on your phone?
Cause.
Why?
So you know what? Do you remember my bird Logan?
Much to his frustration,
What?
Saitama notices King's emergency transmitter has been beeping. King notes that there's a monster nearby, but informs Saitama that S-Class heroes are already at the scene. King then asks about Genesis' whereabouts, to which Saitama states he doesn't really know. Saitama is then informed about the Monster Association and decides to head over toward the monster, worrying about Genesis' safety. Saitama and King arrive just in time to witness Elder Centipede about to kill Bang, Bon, and Genos. King lures Elder Centipede in with promises of fighting Blast. When Elder Centipede is lured, Saitama annihilates the gigantic beast with a serious punch. Genos, after witnessing Saitama's latest display of power, limps over to him, asking Saitama what it is he's lacking. To which Saitama replies, power, much to the exasperation of King. OVA 12. Child Emperor, Zombie Man, Super Alloy, Darkshine, and Metalback are dispatched to a forlorn, snowy mountain to hunt a monster. They fail to find anything, so they shoot into the night. There they meet Saitama and Genos, who also got stuck in the mountain and check in, and crashes to choose Five Blocks on vacation. Beta Sound Sonic is also training on the mountain and decides to hunt Saitama once he realizes he's present. However, he stays outside his blizzard switching wall and freezes, losing the valve and crashing through a window. The heroes tie him up, but Sonic still plans to kill Saitama. Sonic easily escapes the rope and tries to attack Saitama from the floorboard, but is stopped by Genos, and their encounter destroys the room. The dust clears in Saitama's way, and he sneezes with a notebook to go over the door. The power goes out, followed by a sudden explosion. The heroes grab a flashlight and head to the den, finally remove the sword and Zombie Man. Child Emperor can't locate any of his friends.
Oh, the misery. Everyone wants to be my enemy. Oh, the misery. Everyone wants to be my enemy. Where was your upgrades, Metapon? Your upgrades here. Please. Put this in you. Put that in you. Put that.
Can you still hear me?
Yep.
Okay,
Clear.
Then, all the electricity being used caused the breaker to trip, and Zombie Man broke and caused the beast to detonate. The group is relieved at the conclusion. Suddenly, Leonardo crashes through the front door. However, he is quickly defeated by an abundance of S-Class heroes. Upstairs, Flash of Flash continues to use all the largest camera as their access. Monster Association. Saitama brings the wounded heroes back to his apartment to rest and plays a monster-friendly game with King. Fubuki arrives at the apartment and explains to the group the current state of alert of the Hero Association thanks to the Monster Association. Unfortunately, most of the group is still too badly injured after the fight against Gato and Emperor Center. King predictably makes excuses and drops out. Thus, Saitama grows increasingly annoyed with Gato. He decides to put his costume back on and deal with Gato himself. He also plans on picking up cabbage while he's out. During his trip to find Gato, Saitama eats at a restaurant where Gato also eats at the same time, but he forgot to bring his wallet. As a result, he falls into a panic, unable to call Genos for help since Genos is still busy fixing his body. Suddenly, Fubuki comes to offer her help to find Gato in exchange for 70% of the credit. Furthermore, she also proposes to help him stand at the top 5 in B class, as she still believes Saitama cares about his ranking. At the same time, what Fubuki doesn't know is that Saitama deliberately orders a large french fries dish to trick Fubuki into paying for his meal. As Gato commits Diamond Dash in the restaurant, Saitama grabs the opportunity to run and capture him, leaving Fubuki stunned. When Saitama manages to catch up with Gato, he gives Gato a warning about eating without paying, and then leaves the scene because he's grateful for Gato for getting him out of the same circumstance. However, this enrages Gato, as he thinks Saitama takes pity on him and tries to hit Saitama. Unfortunately for Gato, Saitama knocks him out for the third time and runs away without realizing he found and easily defeated the person he was looking for. Believing he failed to find Gato, Saitama returns to his apartment where he discovers that King, Bang, Bomb, and Genos are still there. To his horror, Saitama also comes to the realization that he left his groceries behind at the restaurant in addition to losing his wallet at the store. Fortunately for Saitama, a myth Fubuki arrives at his apartment with his cabbage. Demanding he apologized for leaving her with the bill. Shortly afterwards, however, Genos' savior, Dr. Kuseno, arrives in an armored suit. Kuseno explains that he is concerned for Genos, having received his rescue signal just after he came back together again. Dr. Kuseno reveals he has a gift for Saitama, a packet of high-quality beef, which Saitama decides to cook with the cabbage Fubuki just brought
Hey,
him
bro.
in a hot pot. He ends up inadvertently cooking for the entire
What?
Can you
group.
hear me?
When the food is ready to serve,
Yeah, I can
everyone
hear
goes
you.
after it at once, splattering
What
the
do you
hot
want to
pot
do?
all over the apartment and fighting each other for the scraps.
Oh no.
Saitama loses his patience and orders
There's
everyone to
nothing
leave.
to
Then he looks to
do.
Saitama for advice on raising people
Well,
before the boss
we'll
will
fight
reverse the check on
together.
King, who got knocked out from the earlier scuffle. The night passes and everyone except King returns home after the dinner. King wakes up in the morning and takes Saitama's trash out on his way back. Saitama decides to read a book, although he's disturbed by the loud noises coming from Gato and Overgrown Rover's battle
No.
underneath his neighborhood.
I want to
He
name
checks
it.
on the comment section news, but the screen is static. Eventually, tired of the noise, Saitama leaves his house after brushing his teeth and
Chico.
suiting up to investigate the noise. His investigation leads him to a manhole where he heard the noises from, though by now they had stopped. By the time the Hero Association begins their coordinated attack on Monster Association's headquarters, Saitama is also exploring the tunnels himself. As Saitama explores the Monster Association base, the passage he's in is flooded with water due to damage from the fight between Child Emperor and Phoenix Man. Saitama eventually runs into Overgrown Rover, who attacks Saitama. Saitama deals a swift blow to the giant canine, knocking it unconscious and sending a massive tremor throughout the entire underground base. He's also attacked by Nyan, who fails to do any damage to him and quickly retreats. Soon after, Saitama finds himself at a large gorge, where the monster king Orochi climbs up from the darkness to face him. Orochi begins to introduce himself, but Saitama cuts him off and tells him his expectations are already low enough and he shouldn't bother. Orochi notices Overgrown Rover is still nearby and is just waking up, so he orders him to kill Saitama. However, when Rover sees Saitama's face, it flees instead, shocking Orochi. The two then share a brief yet incredibly destructive scuffle, but in the end, Saitama comes out victorious. When the defeated Orochi asks him what happened in disbelief, Saitama explains that he just got punched. Saitama continues walking around as he searches for the leader of the monsters to talk to him about the earthquakes and noises under his apartment, defeating every monster that crosses his path. Unfortunately, he doesn't realize that he just killed the Monster King. He bumps into Flashy Flash along the way, who mistakes him for a monster and attacks him. Flash is shocked by Saitama's ability to dodge and defend against his strikes, and finally recognizes him as Genesis B-Class Hero sidekick. Flash tells Saitama about the Hero Association's plans and tries to discourage him from going any further, but Saitama deduces that if he follows Flash, he might be able to meet up with more monsters. Flash speeds off to try to shake him, however Saitama easily keeps up. Saitama and Flash run in circles searching for monsters. Saitama suggests contacting the other heroes for help, but Flash confidently responds that he doesn't require any assistance, and neither do the other S-Class heroes. Sick and tired of being lost, Saitama punches through the walls until Saitama and Flash discover a monster using a toilet. Saitama and Flash force the monster to lead them to the Monster King through a minecart. The monster estimates that it will take 10 minutes to reach the Monster King. As they continue on foot, Saitama, Flash, and the monster are all attacked by Orochi's merchant biomass, which threatens to absorb him. The flesh grasps at Saitama, but can't seem to grip his shiny bald head. Sensitive about it, Saitama angrily punches the flesh away, indirectly causing a distraction that helps Tatsumaki escape from Cyclos and Orochi elsewhere. Tatsumaki uses this distraction to rescue the other heroes that partook in the invasion, with the exception of Zombie Man and Flashy Flash. And since Flashy Flash is with Saitama, that meant he wasn't lifted away with the others as well. Rubble ends up nearly burying him, but he lifts up his leg to stop the debris. He and Flashy Flash are left in the darkness together. As Monaco lifts up a large rock in an attempt to escape, Saitama and Monaco spot Flashy Flash trapped under rubble. Startled by this, Monaco's eye lights up, which gives heroes visibility of their surroundings. As the fight against Cyclos and Orochi continues above them, Saitama and Monaco continue to work to free Flashy Flash from the collapsed tunnel. Saitama remarks about how hungry he is, to which Monaco agrees with as well. Monaco says that tightening her belt immensely reduces the feeling of hunger, which an initially doubtful Saitama tries as well, saying that it actually works somewhat. Saitama discusses with Monaco on what the hero will cook when he gets home, much to Flashy Flash's dismay at their current state. Eventually, only Flashy Flash's arm is stuck, as it is stuck under something heavy. Saitama finds a cube that, unbeknownst to him, resembles the one Blast is holding in Tatsumaki's flashback. Not knowing what it is, Saitama drops the cube, which is revealed to be extremely heavy, as it heavily impacts and sinks into the ground. Soon after, a large tremor is felt once again, as Tatsumaki lifts the entire spire of the Monster Association in preparation to finish off Orochi. As things clear, there's a hole in the wall where Flashy Flash's arm was stuck under, and it's revealed that Flashy Flash's katana, Insta-Kill, was broken due to being stuck in the spire. Saitama voices his frustration as he believes that Flashy Flash meant that Saitama would break his arm if he wasn't careful enough, not his katana. Monaco sees a chance to escape and tries to go through the hole that revealed itself in the wall. However, she, as well as Saitama and Flashy Flash, peer into the hole but don't see anything, even after using Monaco's multiple eye modes. A mysterious voice from somewhere suddenly speaks to the three of them, offering to grant them power if they're worthy, but confiscate them if they're not. Suddenly, a man teleports into the cave, asking if they had touched the cube. Saitama asks the man who he is, wondering if he's a hero. Upon the disembodied voice identifying the man as Blast, Saitama is confused, appearing to be unfamiliar with the number one hero's reputation. When Blast easily dodges Flash's test attack, Saitama wonders if it's the ninja's hobby to attack everyone he meets. Blast then offers to take all of them up to the surface. Saitama asks him if he teleported into the cave, to which he responds he did. Blast then asks why Monaco is with them, pointing out that she doesn't seem to like their prisoner and quickly becomes vigilant, but goes back to his easygoing self after Saitama calls her their flashlight. Blast then teleports the two heroes and the monster up to the surface, requesting them to send his regards to Sitch and Tatsumaki as he activates his ability. Alright, for the next section, we're going to go over parts of the original webcomic, which means that it hasn't been adapted into the actual manga yet, so nor has it been adapted into the anime first. So, if you're confused, the original webcomic is the one drew. You can kind of see the style with the Mob Psycho manga. I don't think that was redrawn. Alright, original webcomic. Saitama subsequently spends the bulk of the night being ordered to use his brute strength to yank out various pieces of rubble in order to prevent the makeshift cave from collapsing in on him. The two eventually make it to the surface, where they witness the bulk of the upper echelons of the Monster Association fight the heroes. Although Saitama wishes to join in, Zombie Man insists he stay out of the fight on account of the heroes' pride being on the line. One by one, the monsters fall until only the duo of Black Sperm and the newly born Golden Sperm remains. Afterwards, Garo, freshly turned into a monster, arrives at the scene and effortlessly kills off Golden Sperm and severely wounds Black Sperm. Garo announces his intentions to kill off a young child that the monsters had taken as a hostage and dares the heroes to stop him. One by one, the heroes fall before the insanely powerful monster. At this point, Saitama makes his appearance known in a spectacular manner by defeating even natural water in a single hit. Saitama and Garo in battle. Saitama noting that, like he himself usually does, Garo isn't even fighting seriously. As such, in order to encourage Garo, Saitama uses his series Cable Flip to flip over the largest portion of the Monster Association headquarters, catapulting Garo so high into the air that he loses track of which way is down, where the two do battle once more before eventually landing on the makeshift mountain that's the upside-down headquarters once again. As the fight continues, Garo's frustration causes him to continue to monsterlize, though, as Saitama notes, Garo is actually growing weaker. His later forms sacrificing the skill that was his forte for brute power. Eventually, Garo himself realizes this as Saitama continues to beat him down before he finally
Isn't
kills
that
and
live?
Saitama in anger. Gato begins to rant about how the heroes can't
Not
save
really.
everyone, and what humanity truly needs is an enemy
It is
to
pretty
unite them against a common threat
sunny.
called the ultimate monster, and demands to know the reason why Saitama is a hero and the source of his bottomless pit of strength. Saitama's answer is extremely fun, however, only causes Gato to break down emotionally and mentally. Once Gato finally finds out that Saitama is the hero that would save humanity, but once he realized he couldn't, he instead decided to take the easy way out and become a monster. In spite of the hero's insistence, Saitama refuses to kill Gato on the grounds that he's still human. Saitama goes as far as to prove his point by shattering Gato's outer shell and revealing the very much needed youth. Coupled with that, the child that Gato had supposedly tried to kill tearfully rushes in. On the condition that if he loses, he has to take in the two former monsters that get, and the further he takes